He suddenly realized that he was really ill. His breathing would suddenly become rapid. His mental world began to fall apart. He would unconsciously hallucinate and see his wife from time to time. He saw the two of them galloping in an amusement park and saw his wife in his arms thinking about their future life. When the images returned to reality, he felt an indescribable fear. He felt a crack in his mind, as if a worm was gradually eating away at his brain. After a thorough examination, the doctors revealed an even more abominable truth. His brain was fine, but he was missing a piece of his heart. The bite marks were attributed to the North American toxin moth. This was too much for him to accept. The doctor asked him what was wrong. It turned out to be a hallucination. In reality, he wasn't suffering from any disease. The doctor said he was just mentally overworked and needed to get some rest. While he was resting, he saw his next-door neighbor's child playing the drums. The rhythm of the drums echoed in the air and in his mind. He couldn't help but shake his stiff body to the rhythm. He felt a long-lost vitality and vigor, and felt that he was still on Earth. And he couldn't help but be immersed in it. In the underground station, in the middle of the bustling streets, the roar of cars is his accompaniment. The flying sand from the construction site. He doesn't care about the gazes of others, as if the whole world has been conquered by his dance. Colleagues couldn't help but ask him about his condition, but his reply was, "I'm fine, don't worry." But after the brief catharsis of joy, there was an endless emptiness. The music that had so enthralled him no longer stirred his heart. The man looked at the empty mansion, where he had spent countless days and nights with his wife. The desire to destroy and devastate was at its peak. He picked up a sledgehammer and without hesitation smashed into this love nest that was once full of laughter. Unfortunately, the sledgehammer was no longer enough to satisfy his inner desire for destruction. So he rented a pull-down sear and crashed into his mansion without hesitation. With the roaring of the walls, that empty hall finally looked less empty. Gazing at the mess all over the house, his heart felt an unspeakable pleasure. However, in the midst of this mess, a document entered his eyes. He flipped through it and found that it was his wife's pregnancy test report, which recorded in detail the process of her pregnancy and abortion. He had never heard his wife mention this, nor had he ever noticed any abnormality in her. This sudden discovery made him doubt his life. He didn't hesitate to drive to his in-laws to ask for the truth. The sunlight on the road was so blinding that he couldn't see the road clearly. He pulled down the sun visor, but accidentally found a note left by his wife. He crumpled up the note and continued to his father-in-law's house. At that moment, his father-in-law was reading out the establishment of a scholarship fund in his daughter's name, but he ignored all the people present and said what he was wondering. He asked his father-in-law if his wife had told him about the pregnancy, but his father and mother-in-law didn't say a word. He didn't understand why his wife didn't tell him. Without waiting for a response, he turned around and left, leaving the crowd staring at him in disbelief. Just as he was about to leave, his mother-in-law chased after him and told him the truth. "In fact, that is not your child. My daughter had fallen in love with someone else long ago." He was a little upset, but it didn't show any emotion on his face. In the mother-in-law's view, blaming her daughter's infidelity might help her son-in-law find some relief from the pain of losing his wife. Father-in-law also seemed to agree with his wife's statement. Slowly sat on the steps, looking at the back of his son-in-law's departure without saying a word. Early the next morning, he dragged his tired body to send his wife a final goodbye. At least they were husband and wife. The truth of the pregnancy test along with his wife's departure, in fact, no longer important. As he stared at her tombstone, a man holding flowers in the distance caught his eye. He realized that this was probably his wife's lover. The man came to the tombstone and gently put down the flowers in his hand. Pretending not to care, he asked for the man's name and graciously said that he knew the reason for everything. But the man's reply left him frowning in place. The man didn't understand what he meant by what he said. The man explains that he is the driver. It turned out that he was not his wife's lover, but the driver who caused the car accident. The man choked and apologized to him with tears in his eyes. The suspicion in Davis's heart faded like a tidal wave in this moment. He whispered to the man to calm him down. A complex emotion surfaced in his heart. As he left, he noticed the note that had been tossed aside and opened it to read a simple sentence. "If it rains, you won't find me. If it's sunny, you'll think of me." Looking at the beautiful handwriting on the paper, his heart and mind suddenly moved. His wife liked to leave this kind of little fun in her life, a detail he had never cared about before. When he thought of this, he suddenly smiled. At this moment, the beauty of the past came to him like a storm. The belated love overwhelmed him completely. The sweetness and laughter of the past, the quarrels and reconciliations, turned into a crisscrossing tangle of emotions, unreservedly venting out from the depths of his brain. The moment his wife left him, he didn't feel too much sadness. Obviously not sad, but inexplicably longed for happiness. He didn't care, but he kept doing things that were out of character. The real pain is the pain that can't be cathartic. A life that cannot be changed is a broken life. The sudden death of a close friend or relative does not bring sudden pain. After a short period of calm, numbness is destined to explode. The real pain of nostalgia begins with the smallest details of life. A little breakdown, a little reminiscence. Every goodbye in life is a heavy rain. We always think that after the rain, there will always be a moment of sunshine. But the sad thing is that this rain will quietly penetrate into the heart, silently seeping into every inch of the corners where the rain is not. I'm BullDog Movie. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment and subscribe to my channel. See you in the next video.